It's been a while, pretty extreme fans, listeners. I know you're probably like, does this bitch even release an episode? I do, I actually do. It just takes me some time to do the episode because I'm going through mental and life crises like everybody else. You know, it's crazy because we think that, we don't know what anyone is going through. Never, unless they, talk to us about it, and then we can kind of get an idea of what they're going through. But we never really do. And, when I tell people what I'm going through, they're usually shocked, which means my life is pretty fucking extreme. I'm going to share you what I've been going through only because I feel like other people could be going through something similar or know someone that's going through something similar. And I'm here to help people get past that mental state because I deal with a lot of depression, anxiety, and I tried to go get checked to see if I have ADHD, but they said that you're so depressed that they can't even diagnose if I have ADHD because I'm severely depressed. And if anyone's listening and you deal with depression, thank you for listening. If you don't deal with depression, thank you for listening because that's the target audience I'm looking for. Anyone who just wants to listen to what I have to say. I don't really have guests on here, but it's nice to have a guest because trying to talk by yourself for 30 minutes is kind of challenging. So we'll see how long this episode goes for. I just thought I'd update everyone what's going on with my life, and I'm hoping that the listeners can message me, contact me, reach out to me, tell me what they want to hear, what they're up to, what they're dealing with, because in the end, this podcast is really just here to help people. I am not a professional, so if anyone tries to take any of my advice or feedback, please go seek a professional before even taking into consideration what the fuck I'm doing. Right now I just got out of the shower and I'm brushing my hair. For those who don't know me, I have curly hair, and you can only brush your hair when your hair is wet. So since I just got out of the shower, I use that opportunity to brush my hair. And so for all those little girls who have curly hair and the moms make them brush their hair, it fucking hurts. It hurts when you brush curly hair because the fuck, like it's curly and it's all tangled up. So yeah, secret tip, men, women, if you have curly hair, it's always easier to wash it when it's wet, obviously. And then you prevent all the frizzies, right? And I definitely recommend putting like conditioner, leave-in conditioner, stuff like that. So then that way, it doesn't get all like frizzy, and then it kind of keeps your curls together. But anyways, straight hair people are like, ew, we don't care, we want curly hair. I know, and curly hair people want fucking straight hair, but it's not how it works. Anyway, so like I said, I'm just putting on my makeup, not even putting on makeup. I'm just got out of the shower, brushed my hair, doing some pretty extreme stuff like, I don't know, putting moisturizer. I barely take showers. Yep. Anyone who listens to this podcast is going to know that I barely take showers. That's extreme, right? I mean, you guys look at me and you guys are like, that bitch does not look like she does not take showers. I take a shower like maybe every other day. Only because my skin tends to dry out a lot. My hair is just not very manageable. It's not easy being me. I mean, come on. I'm pretty fucking extreme. So if there's any listeners out there, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people probably changed during the pandemic because it was like, shower together, conserve water, shower together type of bullshit. And then also, like no one had anywhere to go, So that was part of my no shower journey. I mean, it's not like I don't like taking showers. I like taking showers. It's just sometimes I don't know. I don't really feel the need. And you guys can fucking say I'm dirty as fuck, but I don't give a fuck because you're not me. And if you do take a lot of showers, good for you. Good for you. You probably look like you need to take a lot of showers. But I always make sure I smell nice and I look fresh. So if anyone wants to come and fight me about how I smell, come find me. You know where to find me. Which is weird, right? Because as much as I take light showers, I lost my train of thought. As much as I take light showers, I always smell nice, but I'm very insecure about my breath. That's one of the things, which is extreme, right? You would never think that I'm insecure about that, but I am because I'm a smoker. Everyone's like, you should quit smoking. And I'm like, you should quit talking, So that's just how that works. And I'm a smoker. I know eventually one day I am going to want to quit because I don't see myself smoking the rest of my life. But I'm just not ready to quit. And when I'm ready, I think everyone's going to know that I quit smoking because they're going to be like, this wretched fucking bitch is causing a havoc. No, I'm just kidding. Eventually I'll get to that point where, I want to quit smoking. Now, smoking weed, though, I love smoking weed. So weed's going to be my lifer. Just like people like to drink, you know what I mean? Stop judging me, people. But yeah, so that's extreme. Back to the shower stuff. So I'm putting on my moisturizer stuff because when I get out of the shower, my mom tells me I need to fucking do shit with my face because my face is like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't like my face. I have a lot of freckles and stuff, and I'm turning 40 next month. 40. I don't know if I make this a monthly thing or a weekly thing. I want to know. I know there's people listening to this podcast because it tells me that you guys are listening. So thank you to the 5 people that have listened to probably the first 5 minutes of my episode and then probably closes it. Thank you. Thank you for listening, and thank you for keeping this podcast going because this wouldn't be a podcast if you were listening, right? So, yes, I'm extreme. I'm pretty extreme, hence the name of the podcast. I'm at the point in my life where I know what I want, I know what I need to do, but am I getting results? Right? And I'm not sure if everyone is feeling that way right now, but that's where I'm at. I'm scared. I'm scared with what's going to happen with the economy. I work in a daytime industry that requires mortgages, right? And people buying houses. And for those who are not familiar with the way the housing market is going, it's fucking extreme, okay? It's extreme to the point where no one wants to buy because rates are so high, and no one wants to buy because there's not enough inventory, right? There's not enough houses out there in the market. And that's okay. But what I like to educate people that is, even though the rates are high, keep this in mind, that when the rates go down, there's going to be a lot more fucking people buying, right? A lot more people buying. So would it make more sense to pay a little bit more during these times, right? That way you can get into that dream house, be a homeowner, think about your investment and your future. Or do you want to just keep paying rent until the rates go down? Because I guarantee that once the rates go down, by the time you are ready to buy, there's going to be hundreds of other people also ready to buy. So that's my little real estate mortgage 101 during this episode. But let's go back to my life. So since the mortgage crisis is terrible right now, people aren't getting loans, that's where my day job is in jeopardy, right? And I'm not saying, come go get a house from me. Come go get a loan from me. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that these are the types of stress that people have to deal with on a regular basis, right? Am I going to fucking have a job? Is the market going to bounce back from this? Now, I could go get a job anywhere, right? I know I'm capable of taking care of myself and bouncing back. But right in this moment, it's challenging. And it's challenging because we don't know what's happening with the world right now. We 100% do not know. There's a lot of companies laying people off. That's fucking extreme, dude. It's extreme that we're feeling this. I never thought, actually, I did think that this was going to happen again because history always repeats itself. And I definitely felt that a recession was going to happen 10 times faster from the 2008 bubble pop. I knew that it was going to happen again because history repeats itself, and the amount of time for us to get in a recession is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. And that's where we're at. And that's what's adding to my depression, right? We're in a fucking recession. Not just the recession is making me depressed, but also, what is it? The pandemic. We're still in the middle of a fucking pandemic that I'm pretty sure the government created. So I think all the fucking underground governments were like, I got an idea, let's do some population control. This is just a conspiracy theory, guys. Don't even fucking listen to what I'm saying. You can go ahead and turn off the podcast now. But this is just my fucking bullshit. And if you don't like it, you can pretty much just stop playing. But this is just my conspiracy theory. And I will stand by this because I say this at all my performances. if you ever catch me on stage. I am the cure. Again, another conspiracy theory that I want everyone to fucking spread around. Because how is it possible that I have not gotten COVID, yet I have been surrounded? My whole family got COVID. My whole family. I have 50 first cousins. So just my cousins alone, they all got it, right? Parents got it. I have not gotten it. And I want to say I'm pretty blessed to say that I have not gotten it, right? I mean, what is in my blood? Why are there not scientists gathering or at least getting blood results from people who have not gotten it? From, I mean, I know people who aren't even vaccinated that haven't even gotten it. So what is in their blood, right? What are they doing right that is saving their life? Because in the end, that's what's happening. These people are saving their own lives. As much as the government wants us to do more vaccines and, I don't know, make us kill ourselves because those vaccines are actually causing, what is that called? Heart failure, right? And shame on Pfizer. Shame on Pfizer for knowing that their vaccination causes heart disease and that they want to have you take another vaccination to offset the heart disease. And in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, let's say we offset the vaccine to not cause heart disease or heart failures, but I feel like it's going to trigger something else. Like now you have diarrhea for life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's a little extreme, but that's how I feel about all these vaccinations. So, in case you guys are wondering, I am not getting vaccinated. I repeat, not getting vaccinated anymore. I did get the Johnson & Johnson, and I did get the Johnson & Johnson booster, which everyone and their mama continued to criticize me because I got the Johnson & Johnson. Like, what the fuck? Like, I was surprised that so many people were even like saying that shit to me. Like, oh, it's only 70% effective. And, I heard that doesn't even work. I'm like, the amount of people that were reaching out to me and telling me like, oh, you shouldn't have gotten that was like extreme. Like I could not get past how many people were pretty much telling me you're going to get COVID. You're going to get COVID. And guess what? I did not fucking get COVID. So what is it in my blood, right, that is not allowing me to get it? Now, I'm not saying I want to go get it, but certain examples is my daughters got COVID. I did not quarantine their asses. I didn't. And you know why? Because as a parent, if my kid was going to die, I want to be able to touch my kid one last time before their heart fails. You know what I'm saying? This shit's just fucking extreme. Like, for a moment, a lot of people weren't able to hold their family members during COVID, right? Because they were literally quarantined. These people died alone. And knowing that my kids had it, I was like, they're not going to die, obviously, but because they didn't. But I want to be able to hold my kid. I want to be able to love my kid because that's what my kid's going to remember. That's what those people are remembering on their last breaths on earth. So don't be extreme when it comes to shit. Like, actually, be extreme. Be extreme when it comes to fighting for love, when it comes to fighting to be able to fight in what you believe in. It's worth it. I promise you it's worth it. And that's what keeps me going. Fighting for things like this. Like with the pandemic and everything else and people still wearing masks. YOLO. I'm at the point where it's just like, Spanish flu obviously killed people, but it didn't. The fucking Ebola killed people, but it didn't. You know what I mean? We're in a pandemic, and you know what? If it's my turn, if it's my time, the Lord will take me. God will take me when it's my time. And when it's my time, I'll be ready. I will fucking be ready. It gets kind of frustrating. Okay, I'm going through some of my stuff right here because remember, I'm still getting ready. There's a little box next to my thing. I'm looking for black hair ties because I'm going to put my hair up and I think I ran out of black hair ties, but that's okay. So what I want you guys to get out of this episode is be vocal, you know, speak your mind within reason, right? And when I say within reason, if it's like, oh, I want to tell this bitch she looks ugly in this outfit, like, keep that shit to yourself. Unless it's like your friend and you're like super close to her, then I'd be like, hey girl, that like does not match. Or maybe not even that. I would recommend like, hey, maybe you should try this color. Maybe this color might be a little bit more flattering. You know what I mean? And I think that's what's wrong with this world. I think what's wrong with this world is people aren't being kind to each other anymore. I mean, ever since we lost VHS tapes and then it said, be kind, rewind, like I felt like everything fell out the fucking window. Like no one is kind to each other anymore. Like we constantly see a lot of violence on social media, on the news, and I want to see more like successful stories. I want to see happy stuff. I don't want to see people dying, you know? I don't want to see people getting abused. Like I want to see more peace. I want to see people getting saved. Okay? I mean, just in the past year, there's been a lot of people that have committed suicide. And I personally know some people that have attempted or have successfully committed suicide. And it's not something that we should keep under wraps anymore. I think we need to talk about it because just as much as gun violence kills people, people fucking kill themselves. And I think this needs to be addressed. I was scrolling through social media and I saw one of these posts where they have two people in the video and it's in color. And then in the video, the two people that are like dancing or standing next to each other, it has a number, which is their age. So for example, if you have two people in the video, you have one that says 21 and then the other one says 20, right? And they're dancing or whatever it is they're doing in the video. And then once the chorus of the song hits in the video, it turns gray. And that same video with the people dancing slows down and then one of the ages goes up and then one of the ages either stays the same or it goes up and then has little like angel wings. So what this trend is pretty much people who passed away. And when I was scrolling through these, one of them was a suicide. And I saw the girl's post and she's like, I'm so tired of people talking about suicide and joking about suicide. Like, I don't want to hear it anymore. And when I read that comment, it resonated in me. It resonated in me in so much that I want to do the exact opposite. I do want to talk about it. I do want to joke about it because it is happening. It is happening. And because we are not talking about it, because we are not joking about it, people don't know. So I'm going to be an advocate to prevent suicide because I want people to know that I tried to kill myself. That's the shit that I've been going through for the past 2 years. I've been trying to save my own life. And along with that, trying to save others. Because I've had quite a few people come to me about committing suicide. And I'm so glad they did. I'm really glad they did because they're alive today. And I don't want to say I saved their life because it wasn't me. It was them. Just like I saved my life. And that's why this podcast is extreme. You would never know that a person like me, a stand-up comedian, mom of teenagers, Filipino, working, single mom at that, would be going through stuff like this. And that's what I want to address. I want people to know that we're going through stuff like this. There's a lot of hate crimes happening, but there's also a lot of hate happening within ourselves. And we don't even realize we're doing it. Right? So take this out of the episode. Understand you're not alone. If you think this way, if you feel this way, if you know someone who thinks or feels this way, come out to a show. Have you and that person come out to a show. I guarantee I'll make it worth your while. In the end, I'm here to don't no one go into the end, but in the end, I'm here to support you. I'm here to make you laugh. I'm here to make a difference. I'm here to make a change. And if this podcast that I'm recording, I don't even know how long I've been going on for, And if this podcast I've been recording for 20 minutes is going to save someone's life, I did my job. See? So does my kitty think so too. If you can hear her, it's Remy. It's the new kitty. She gave the whole fucking family ringworms. Fucking bitch. Yeah, and that's another thing that I've had to deal with. See, you listeners have only heard like 3 parts of my life in the past 2 years. And just that alone, I hope encourages you to help support me as a comedian. And let everyone know that I'm just like you, right? I'm just trying to survive. But I'm trying to make people laugh at the same time. That's my goal. Make people laugh. Be there for people. Understand that, things are happening. Things aren't normal. The world is changing. But we just need to be compassionate. We need to be loving. We need to learn from each other. We need to educate each other. That's the only way we're going to grow. And again, there's so much more that I want to share with the world about my life, but I feel like this is stuff that I need to take to the stage because there's a lot of humor into it. And like I said, not only did I try to kill myself, I also saved myself. And I believe a lot of people can do the same thing. To those who have lost the battle to mental illness, my heart goes out to them. Because I know that when they did it, they felt alone. And I don't want anyone to ever feel alone. But there are going to be moments when you do. And when you do, maybe you're listening to this podcast. Please reach out to me. I'm here for anyone who's listening. Anyone who supports my comedy, I support you. Never hesitate to reach out. You guys saved my life just by supporting me. 5 people who listen to my podcast. But, these podcasts, it's not for the lighthearted. And right now, it's more of the extreme serious stuff, only because I'm hoping that people learn to change and people become better. And I'm one of them. I'm proof that can happen. My parents are proof that can happen. So if you're having a bad day, try to listen to any of my episodes. And I think this concludes this episode because I don't really have anything else to talk about. I think you guys have to wait for next episode to hear what else I want to talk about. But thank you for listening. Have a wonderful life.